times, and then you'll hear my foot speed it up, back up to tempo. Yes. So 1, 2, 3, slow it first. The tune. A lot of the snappy Strasbourg rhythms you already have. So I'm going to start at measure 5. And we'll pick up the learning pace this little bit more, but still doing it in a way where you can learn it by ear if you're wanting to. Okay, so
before we do that, we did have a request to play through the whole tune one more time, now that we've kind of discussed what a chop is, what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
And then you'll get a chance to hear it.
So if you'd like to record it, or video it, this is a good,
now's your moment.
Now's your moment. Of course, all these classes will be recorded, but I won't be posting them on this trip because I'm gonna do it when I get home. It takes a while. And we're too busy.
Plus it's nice to just have like okay, this is 3 minutes of the song instead of an hour.
So you're going to play the whole song?
We're going to play the whole song.
Yeah, once or twice.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it twice. 2 A's, 2 B's.
Is you okay there, Glenda? Try to remember what note we start on each section. So here's the first 3 notes. And what pattern is that? Scale. You're already familiar with the Strasbourg rhythm. So ready, your turn. Again. Good. And then listen. What comes down must go up. Ready, go. Again. Good. I'm going to add a note. Oh, sorry. Again. Good. And then there's a high note. Ready? Go. Again. Play. Okay, let's loop that like a broken record. Ready? Go. Good. Okay, so the words are, I am in a Scottish castle, right? Okay, so here's the sol. And so we end on the note that we started with, the G. That's the last little note in this sequence. I am in a Scottish castle. Ready? Go. Again. Go. Good. The next sequence is the same pattern. It just starts on an F sharp instead of a G. So it's I am in a Scottish castle. So start first finger on your E string. You got it? Okay.
Third finger first.
So go like this. And we're going down the scale 3 notes. Ready? 3 notes. And then if you remember the pattern, what goes down, I said what goes down must go up, which is not true, but in this case it is, right? So let's try the pattern there. Ready? Go. Yeah, again, go. Yeah, and so the quick change is, it's a D, third finger on your A string. Let's try that together. A little under tempo. Ready? Play. Again. Good. And let's go back to the first sequence that starts on a G. Remember, it goes down and then it comes back up. I am in a Scottish castle. Good. Let's try it again. Ready? And the castle is, it's on your E string. Let's play castle all together. Now listen once. Ready, go. Good. Let's go back to letter B, or if you're doing it by ear, it's the first sequence where you start on the G. Ready, play. Good, let's loop that 5 times. Ready, go. Throw in. So at measure 6, if you want, if you want some candy, some extra, a little ornament. So at 5, So I have my first finger down, and I just pick a finger and rapidly hit the string. It happens so fast, doesn't matter which finger. But I like to use my second finger. So that's called a flick. So if you want to do that, the first note of measure 6, you can. How do you write that in? A lot of my people write FL for flick. Let's try it one more time. Measure 5 and 6 only, then we'll move on. Ready, go. Good. Measure 7 is the same, except Sasha made the chords more interesting. We'll go over that in a second. So measure 7 goes like this. And then measure 8. We're going to take out that D sharp and play a D instead. I've heard this tune both ways. And so let's get rid of the D sharp, because who wants to play a high 3? Not me. So measure 8. Let's try that together. It's just down the scale. Down the scale from the F sharp. Together, go. And then we're going to go up and hit the high note. Ready, go. And then it goes. Ready, go. Good, so that's measure 8. And the words are, I am in a castle now. So we have 3, I am in a Scottish castle, I am in a Scottish castle, I am in a Scottish castle. Measure 8, I am in a castle now. Okay, so let's try 5. Or if you're doing it by ear, we're starting in the G in the B section. The first sequence. Ready. Let's go a little slow. Ready, set, play. Good. 3 more times.
What is that hand on? What was that last note?
E.
E.
Yep. Let's do 3 times, but we'll loop it. No stops. Ready, play. Anybody feel like this is too fast?
Well, yeah,
Well, yeah, you can take it a little slower, right?
but that's okay.
At 9, I'm gonna take it slower. This is like a little etude. So, Sasha, do you want to explain the simple way with these triplets? You did such a great job with that last time. Were you here?
What did I do? So, you know, what I think of this is, you see how our A section is just the same thing 2 times, but our B section looks like it's twice as long. Really, our B section is really doing the same thing. It's just we have a little variation on a theme. So here in measure 9, instead of going, we're going to do basically the same thing as measure 5, but we've got a little fun tail. It's the same idea as measure 5, it's just a little bit fancier. If that's too much, if you're like, this is just too many notes, I don't care, I don't want to play, I would just play quarter notes. So you can get away and it will sound really good if some people are just playing the first of every 3 notes when you see those triplets. If you're like, this is just too many notes, especially like on the cello, you guys don't have to shift, and we have to shift a lot to play the same thing. So like a lot of times for us, I'm just like, let's just play the first note, play the chord note, be happy, and it'll sound cool. It'll be like, you know, there'll be double stops in there, kind of. In there. Does that make sense? So,
Let's try it the simple way, pretty slow.
simple way.
Yeah. So we're not going to play the triplets. We're going to play just the first note of the triplet as a quarter note.
So the first measure would sound like this. Easy. Go try it. Ready? Go. Oh, ready for the next one. Ready? Go. Sorry, here's measure 10. Ready? Yes. Good, let's try those together. Measure 9 and 10. Ready? Go. Start on G. Good. Now here's measure 11 with no fanciness. We can handle that. Ready? Go. Good. So let's add those all together. Ready? Measure 9. Sorry, another G. Ready? Go.
So then when you get to that last measure, you've had that before. It's measure 4.
And just a cello's note, you can play that down an octave like it's written on the page, or you can just do the measure 4. It's the same notes. So if that's easier, do measure 4, especially if you're doing a modified with all these. So that would sound like. Because otherwise we have to extend and do sharps, and it's annoying, and it's so low down there, it's kind of loses a little bit anyway. So I think that's a little bit easier if that's a modification you want to make. Should we try that all together? Should we do the last measure? Because I think that's throwing people off. Okay. Let's try that. Maybe a little slower. Ready? Go. Good. Ready? Again. One more time. Great. Should we try the whole last line?
And this for viola or high freeze on the last measure.
Yeah. I think. Why don't we try the last measure, just cellos and violas once, slow, and try it as written on the paper. So do it low. Remember that when we do, oh sorry. So I'm going to be extended if I'm a cello. You got it done. And then I'm extended. A little uncomfortable with this part of the course. Let's try that.
A different version.
Do you have any here?
Because when you're saying low, mine is not.
Oh, let me see here. Point it at me, Kristen. Do you have the same thing? Oh,
So mine
yours
is
is
not-
already written out like that.
Yeah, mine's already written out that way.
Okay, well,
so-
you're excused from this exercise. Or you can, you know, look up. I mean, you don't have to leave. You can do it if you
Go
want.
sit in the corner and
Let's just try that. Cellos and you can try it too. Ready, go. Let's do it real slow. I just want to get these extensions. So first note. Next. Good. This is the nasty one. Good. Good. Does that kind of make sense? I just want to.
Are you gonna open these?
Yes. But again, you can also just do it up the octave, like Joy's is written. Just do the same thing your finger already knows.
My finger already should know.
Oh, yes. Your finger will know.
Yes, eventually.
Yeah. Should we try that whole line?
But let's keep it slow.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
And simple.
Dun. Ready, go.
Yes. One more time. That was great. Same tempo. We won't rush, I promise. Good. Okay, now if you want to play those running triplets, you know the notes that they start on. You're just gonna scale up from each one. So let's try the last line. If you want to add in the notes, you can. Of course, you'd be reading the music. Or you can keep it simple. We'll play it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should we try it again? Same thing? 3, 4.
Could you have us slower like in the last measure, because I'm going up on the last measure.
Yeah.
This is something
It's
like
the same bowing as measure 4.
Okay.
Same bowing as measure 4, copy paste. And same idea that if you're repeating, then you can do the turnaround. If you want, that E to the D. So it's the same as measure 4. Okay, so let's try it again. Measure 9. Not fast. 3, 4. How about the whole B part? All right. 3, 4. Good. Okay. Let's try the little tune. You ready for the little tune?
Yeah, sure.
This is C sharp. Yeah, last measure.
2 A's, 1 B. 2 A's, 1 B. 1, 2, not fast, go. B part.
you said always play the open E's. When you're going down the next to the last measure, the D, E, D, are you doing an open E there, or?
Sometimes. If it gets really fast, I might throw in a 4.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be a spot where it's just easier for efficiency.
Flip a coin.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
In the last measure, is that a C sharp or a C?
C sharp.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Yeah, C sharp.
There are no dumb questions, only dumb answers. Okay, so I just want to point out the structure because a lot of times it helps me to kind of see the big picture of what's going on. So I just wanted to point out that the first line is exactly the same, chordally speaking, as the last line. So you already know the last line, so all we need to learn is this middle line. But the rhythm is the same. It's always da 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 da, and then we've got 2 beats on the end of the phrase that change. So what's that's gonna sound like? This is B, and we're gonna do it the same way we did it before. So I'm just gonna play those drums at first. I'm gonna go, this is, again, B, ready, go. I play E, I go to B, here's our change. We're gonna go to C, 3, 4, then B, and C, back to E, and this is review, D, oh, this is different, I lied. B, D, I'm totally a liar because it's totally different, so sorry. Just seeing if you're listening. So let's try that. We're just gonna change. Is everybody okay? We all know how to play this. Okay, let's try this. Just
Sasha?
drumming, yes.
So the C, you're playing C chord, not C sharp?
No C sharp. I know that's weird,
Okay.
but that goes
Okay.
with the tune in this section. Any other questions? No. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2. Here's B. E to the D. Here's our change to the C. B to C and E. To D. 2 E's and E and D. To B. You okay there? Want to do it one more time, or are we happy? Happy? One more time? Oh, one more time. Okay, here's the B section. 1, 2. You want to play the melody? 1, 2, B section. E. D. Ready for C. B and C and E. Great. Okay, so if we're going to apply our learning system the first section, I would do the same thing. I would add drum. This C, I would just play open C, otherwise you're going to be sad. What is this drum for C on the violin?
I would just play a C actually. But if you have it in you, you could put an E first finger on the D with the C. I would probably not play a 3 across because that's just, it's hard to get your finger on both the strings. So a 1 on the D, a 3 on the G. Or just a 3 on G.
For the B, I would give you an option of either playing a 3 and a 3, a barred 3, or a 3 and an open D. Good, so I go from this open C situation to this 3 and open. If I do that, I really have to have a curly 3 so that it makes a tunnel for that open D. If it's even down a little bit, it's gonna sound like that. So make sure that your third finger is really, really curled. And then we're back to the C.
Yeah, and our B minor is going to be second finger on G as you're all doing, and you can add the open D with it to get the root and the third. Let's all play B minor.
E minor.
Ready, go.
more time and the B section. And if you're up for trying a double stop, try a double stop this time. 1, 2, ready, go. Those lower octaves, especially, you know, on that the beginning of that the beginning of the B section. If I take this down to here, 3 and 3, and then 1, and then when I get to that open, see, it's much more satisfying. And then back to the open, and then I'm kind of stuck down there. Hopefully, I'm stuck down there, or I can kind of move between the octaves at random a little bit. So feel free to start incorporating that lower octave too. Let's try that one more time, and cellos, if you want to go low, go low. 1, 2, B section, go. Make this like a trajectory of interesting as I'm going. So again, I might do the whole tune. I think when we did it, I started with just a regular drum, and then I did the B section. I might have done some drumming that was lower then, and then I waited to incorporate this rhythm that we're gonna do. So we're gonna keep going with the same rhythm. Later we'll talk about, you know, switching rhythms kind of in the middle of a tune. Let's see. We're gonna do the same. Actually, I'm gonna teach you a different rhythm because we kind of remember this, right? Right? Let's just review that with these chords, but remember, short, up. There's extra up in there. That change in a measure, like in measure 8 or the last 2 of the thing, we're going to do the same thing that we did in measure 4. So this is going to sound like this at B. We don't need a fancy rhythm section. Let's try the B section with a little bit of that rhythm going. 1, 2, E, here we go. Kind of in between. So if we're like, okay, I want to try the drum, and then I want to do that rhythm, but let's do something in between. I'd probably do, whether you go up an octave or stay on the octave. Cellos, it's easy for us to do this because we have a C string and violas. But I would probably, in the B section, maybe start going low, high, low, low, high, low, high, low, but that kind of brings it up the next level without fully committing to the rhythm. Because again, if you give away that rhythm too soon, there's not a lot of places to go. You can basically add a chop, and then you have to decide, okay, do I do this for 3 more times? Or do I have to switch the rhythm up, or what am I going to do? So I would say in our planning of texture, I would maybe do it once through with some drones, then maybe add some of those rhythms. And all that rhythm was a quarter note, 1, 2, a half note, and another quarter note.
So it's just this, the choice.
And I'm going low, high, low. That's it.
So I think the better question is not that for me,
Mm-hmm.
but what is the note you're picking to do as the high note?
So for the whole high notes in general, and that's in that section except for the C chord, I'm just doing the same notes. So I'm doing E and B on the bottom and E and B on the top. So I'm doing just 2 barred chords. It's just one.
Just trying to make sure, I'm still working on that
Mhm.
hearing part and matching, so.
The only thing I don't do the same as it would be that C chord, just because we don't have this would be annoying to do. So I'm doing this is much easier. I'm doing open C and open G, and then I'm doing open G and first finger on my D string. So it kind of makes sense. It looks like it doesn't. So I'm doing octaves here. I'm just doing E and D, and then E and G again.
Yes, that I got.
Then D and D, D and A and D and A. Then I'm doing C and G, which you're cool with. And then I'm keeping that G, but I'm adding my first finger on the D string.
So that's A on the
Putting
bottom
an E in there.
with D.
So, okay.
It's a G string on the bottom, just open G,
A on the nose.
but it's still gonna be open G, because we're still doing that C chord. It's just the high part of it. So. Can we try the C chord? People with C strings. We're gonna play our C and G. Okay, now keep the G, but add a first finger on the G. That's my high option. If I'm really feeling extra credit, I can do 1 on the D and a 2 on the A. But I actually don't love that. I think it's too conservative sounding. It sounds too classical. Like I don't want it. I just want to. And what else I like about it is we're doing a lot of fifths. A lot of fifths. And then all of a sudden in here we get a third in there, and it sounds like something else a little more spicy. Does that make sense, kind of?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Glad I asked.
Any other? Did we try the rhythm yet? Oh, it's time to try the. Oh, well, let's try it. I don't know if we did or not, but let's do it now. So we're gonna do C, and we get breaks here. Let's try this. So this is just the B section. 1, 2, ready, go. Good, we sort of okay? Should we do it again? B section? I think, for me, the hardest part is changing every 2 beats for the last 2 measures, because that's out of the pattern. It's not the same pattern, so it kind of doesn't go. One more time on B section, then we're going to try the whole thing. And it's going to choose one, unless anybody wants to try it. Do we want to try the chops for this section?
No.
Did I hear a big resounding no? I think that's nice because it kind of breaks up. If you're once you start adding chops, you can't stop almost. So if we have a section where we do that, that's cool. But if we want to do it the whole song, I don't know if we want to do the whole song. Okay, B section 1, 2, 3, go. Alright, you sound great. Okay, we have 6 minutes till break. Should we try the whole thing?
I think we should. Maybe a little under tempo for the first time through.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll play it again a couple more times until Oh yeah, we have 5 minutes now. So let's play it 3 times, and I'll pick up the tempo after the first time.
And I'm gonna be thinking, oh sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna be thinking, okay, I'm droning kind of like the first time through. If I get bored, I'll add something in here and there. Then I might go to this rhythm, bonk, bonk, bonk. And then the third time through, that's when we're gonna add the dun, 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 dun. And then if you wanna add a chop, dun, dun, chop, chop, dun, dun.
Yeah,
We'll
so
get more into chopping.
So are we playing melody too, or just?
you get to choose what you want to do.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah, choose your own adventure. The first time through, I'm gonna take it really slow. So if you were like, well, I want to play melody, but I'm just not up to tempo, and that's something Adam will probably say later, is you do not need to feel like you learn the tune when you get to the class. And like, if you have the tune, great. But if you don't, you can get it when you practice. So if it's not up to tempo, no worries. You can practice it. If you like this one, practice it. You'll get there. But we'll go like this speed. So listen once, and then you'll come back in when I cycle through. You ready? Don't rush. Be part.
Yay! Any questions?
I like that little F sharp that you get us back into measure 9.
Yes.
And the right bow.
Yeah, questions, comments?
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's invigorating. You
So
will,
the high note is always a little like the getting it right on.
4th finger, man.
What's the bowing in the last bar of the piece?
It's the same as measure 4. So you're gonna go from the F sharp to the A. You can up, then end up on a down bow.
I think the etudes are very easy because we did the core notes on the etudes, but we didn't really ever link them all together, and so my brain spritzes on the last line. Because it runs.
Yeah.
It's just, I know what it is, I just can't.
This is a great exercise. Like a good, after you do your scales, do that last line is a little etude. So.